What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull-Up Show. I'm your host, Mr. BJ Matthews, a.k.a. B. Just before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull-Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe, all of our YouTube videos. Hit that like button, y'all. Come in, let's get popping. All right, man. So, on my way to the airport, man. Gonna be taking a couple days off, man. Got, Christmas vacation. I'll be right back home within the next 48 hours, man. Spend some time with some family and everything like that. But, make a couple videos. I got another video coming out after this one. It's going to be another narrative killer video. I know y'all been missing me with that one. So we're going to be talking about that as well. But let's recap last night between the Clippers and the Memphis Grizzlies. The Clippers won 114-110 in Memphis. A very, very much needed win. A big win against a very, very good Memphis Grizzly team who's top 5 in offense and defense. So that tells you that you had a well-rounded team with the Clippers that they beat. So, where do I start? The Clippers are right now 17-13 of the 6th seed in the Western Conference, right? They've completed 30 games. They've completed, I think, more games than anybody in the Western Conference, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they played more games throughout the season than anybody in the Western Conference. So coming in this year, people had expectations of the Clippers of being a play-in team. So they have definitely exceeded expectations. They're now currently in the 6th seed in the Western Conference. And, of course, with the seeding from, seeds 4 to, 11, they're like a game or two apart. So, it's not saying too much, but it's saying something for the Clippers. Because, again, we haven't had Kawhi Leonard, our best player, all year. We've been the only team that's been missing their best player their entire year for the Western Conference. And, at the end of the day, we are definitely showing ourselves to be. Now, let's talk about specifically last night. Last night was about a couple main things. It was about team camaraderie, grinding it out, and it was about certain players I want to give a shout out to. I want to give a first shout out to Norman Powell for dropping 29 points last night. Another great performance from Norman Powell. He's averaging 24 points per game, up 49% from the field. Showing himself to be an all-star. He's going to be on an all-star caliber list, all-star voting list. Vote for Norm if you guys have not already. Go vote for Norman Powell. He's playing he's one of the best shooting guards in the league right now. When I say one of the best, I'm talking about top 5 in the Western Conference. Right? I think he's below Anthony Edwards in field goal percentage by, I think, 1 point, which is still a difference. But I'm saying, Norm is setting himself to be what he wanted to be, a starter and play at a high level, which I'm going to talk about why that can be a gift and a curse in a minute. But Norm, big game from him last night. Shot the ball well. Scored the ball well as well, what he's signed up to do. Started off the game a little bit slow, but, came along, later on throughout the game. So that in itself really helped us, get the, victory. Something else that got us the victory was us in the fourth quarter with how we were able to, prevail. We were down by, I think, double digits in the first half, and we started, climb back into the third quarter. Memphis, and this is why I told you I don't believe in the Grizzlies. Don't get it twisted, they got length, they got size, they got athleticism on that team. But I think the reason why I don't really trust Memphis is because when it comes to that playoffs, do I think they have a team and they have, pieces? Yeah, but I don't think they're ready at this point. I think they still got another year or two before they get to that escalage. And the game last night was the reason why. And I think Ja Morant, he was a detriment. He was a detriment last night. There's certain defenses that Ja faces, he's not going to get his shit off. We know the Lakers, he don't get his shit off against the Lakers. And now that we know the Clippers, he ain't gonna get his stuff off against us either. And this goes down to matchups. It goes down to simply matchups. They had Derrick Jones Jr. starting off on Ja Morant, and then I think they put KPJ on him as the game went on. But Ja's, and they had Nicholas Batum at the end too. I seen in the fourth quarter when they put Nico on Ja Morant, who's a long, lengthy, athletic, defender. Ja somewhat was hesitant to really go to the lane, and was looking more to be a facilitator. Now he's averaging 22 points per game this year, so he's definitely been more of a pass-first point guard. But his defense is carrying the team. You got a guy, Jaren Jackson, who's leading them in scoring right now, and is their best defender, their best two-way player. And you got guys, Adama, Zach Edey. I think that dude Vincent, he's been out for a period of time. They got him, they got defense on that squad. That's why they're top 5. Then you got guys like Scottie Pippen Jr., who's just been showing himself out to be a great, great scorer for this team. He's kind of like, to me, their Tyus Jones. And then, of course, you got Desmond Bane as a scorer. So, like James Harden, they built a team around Ja Morant. And that shows me that the Grizzlies don't really necessarily need Ja Morant to win certain games, like throughout the season. Now, in the playoffs, it might be different. Depends on the matchup. If they play like a Golden State, Ja Morant gonna get his shit off. Like that's what he does against Golden State. If they play like a Sacramento, he gonna get his shit. If they play, I don't know, maybe a New Orleans who's a bottom of the team, they gonna like certain teams. He gonna get his stuff off. But for the most part, Grizzlies have been proven to win without Ja within the last couple seasons. And that's why I tell you, I don't feel like they're gonna win. They're not gonna get past it. They face us or the Lakers or hell, even Denver, I think they're gonna get up. They're gonna get bounced. So let's go back to what we were talking about with the Clippers. Our defense, our grit, our toughness. Guys like Amir Coffey coming in again. Great play in the fourth quarter, especially getting downhill, scoring the basketball, playing good defense. He has to be in the rotation, bro. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it, right? I love Amir Coffey. I love his two-way game. He should be getting 25 to 30 minutes per game easy. But the main star of attraction was Ivica Zubac with 21 points and I think 15 rebounds. It was either 21-15 or 21-21-2. I can't remember the back of my head. I'm reciting all this stuff, not looking at the screen, y'all. So that's what's going on with that. Now, what I want to talk about is also what I saw from Ivica Zubac, what I've been seeing from him. Sorry, I got a text. There's the belief that Zubac needs plays drawn up for him to get the ball, or he's not being aggressive, or we can't play through Ivica Zubac, which I'm going to explain to you what playing through actually means, because I don't think people are really understanding what that really means. All playing through means is the offense runs through a certain player, through what makes them comfortable. And I've told y'all this before, the Clippers are going to make a decision. Are they going to play through the James Harden offense, which is him controlling the offense, him dominating the basketball, him determining when he shoots and when other players shoot, right? Are they going to have to play through that system? Or are they going to play through the Clippers offense, which they played in the fourth quarter with ball movement, right? Defense on the other side, winning off of defense, and playing more through Ivica Zubac. And also transition play. From what y'all seen last night, which offense looked better? That was a top 5 defense that we faced last night. We scored 114 points. See, when you play the more times than not, offensive rating just really goes down to how many opportunities you get to score. If you're playing slow and methodical and you're playing like the James Harden offense, your offensive rating is probably not going to be that high because you're not getting that much opportunities to score. But if you're getting up and down tempo, fast breaks, having your defense turn into offense, guys touching the ball, getting open shots, you're creating more opportunities to score, which is going to give you the likelihood of scoring more baskets and increasing your offensive rating, which all that means is how many points you generate throughout the entire league, how much you average. That's all that is. With that comes with efficient, good shots. So Viska Zubac shooting over 60% from the field is a good plan of action to allow him to be where the offense is designed through. Right? So that's why I say a good plan of action is to play through Viska Zubac first. Doesn't mean he needs to shoot the ball, but he should be at least touching it because that's going to force one or two things to happen. Last night, Viska Zubac one-on-one against Jaren Jackson had the upper hand in that fourth quarter. I'm talking about the fourth quarter, like that's where the game really shifted. Then, if he can either do that or Zubac being unselfish as he is, he gets the double team or something happens and somebody's open, he's going to kick it out for an outside three-point shot. Right? Now, with that being said, Norman Powell is leading us in scoring. He's shooting the ball 24 points per game at 49.5% from the field. Again, you can't ask for nothing better like that on the offensive side of the ball. So those two have been our most efficient, effective scorers because they score at a high clip with the opportunities they're getting and they're shooting the ball very efficiently. People have been saying James Harden is going to be the best option we play through. I keep saying, I saw it over and over because I'm watching the game. I'm sure a lot of y'all are watching the games. And if y'all are honest with yourselves, you guys can see which offense looks best playing through. The Clipper offense, vice versa the James Harden offense. Now, here's going to be the deal. When Kawhi Leonard comes back, that's when everything's going to come to a halt of which offense we're going to play through because Kawhi, at the end of the day, whatever offense he fits in is going to be the best offense for him. So he's going to be the guy of order, whichever offense he chooses. I'm starting to think there's going to be something's going to be played out and exposed. I'm not going to say it right now. I'm going to wait for everybody to see it. But I've been watching the first 30 games. I'm already seeing which offense he's going to choose. And somebody's going to have to either come on board or they're going to have to be left off the ship. And that tells me that Kevin Porter Jr. as well, he's been shooting the three ball better. He's obviously great on the defensive end, and